That is a weird face you chose for the
Yeah.
Star Wars character. So yeah, Ubisoft has effectively fired their creative director for Star Wars Outlaws. Now, a lot of people keep banging on because I did a video on this, and they're like, "No, he's not fired. This is always going to be the plan." So that might be the case, but I don't think it was always the plan that they were going to keep working on the game for as long as they have, or even release it on Steam the way that they're doing, or release 4 current big major updates and admit massive failure. And you would probably want to, well, yeah, they've got rid of the guy because they know that he's not going to be involved in that. That he's not going to be a good guy for that. So I still say I probably fired. But basically, yeah. So the creative director for Star Wars Outlaws has been removed, and so there's someone else there now. That's the bottom line. That's the story. I'd say it's an admission that it's completely failed. They keep saying that they need to make it a success. It's like you should have done that before it was released. So, like, stop admitting to releasing broken games. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Complete game. Like, that's nothing to be proud of. Yeah, that's it really. What do you reckon, guys?
I don't know the details. I mean, if people are out there saying this was always the plan, maybe it was, but regardless whether it was the plan or not, this guy did not make a good game. This game sucks. It was broken on release. People were pissed. Nobody liked the story. The creative direction of the game is garbage. Why would you pay a very, very attractive model to come model a character for you and then uglify her? That's going to take more time. Yeah. I mean, the time it took to make her ugly, they literally could have saved that time and money and just been like, hey, this, she's hot, she's attractive, we're doing a female character, this is what we're doing. But no, they had to literally take the time to uglify her. No telling how much time they spent on that, how many hours went into that, how much it all cost. But yeah, he was terrible. It is job with this game, and the player base, the sales numbers all show that. So bye.
So funny.
To quote what was it? The Hangover. So long, gay boys.
That was a good film. I like that film. What do you reckon, Culture? You're familiar with this story, I think, aren't you?
Yeah. Look, I mean, Reckner has a long-term gig under Ubisoft's leadership with Massive Entertainment, so it's not like they're bringing in somebody that's unfamiliar with what's going on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You've got somebody that they just needed to push out the door. The underperformance was incredibly embarrassing. It's just another example of where they're falling short across the board at Ubisoft. So they had to blame somebody, the creative director, the game leader, basically for television, it's like the showrunner. Like, you just got to get rid of them because the path they took them down was the wrong one. And, the idea that you allowed for people to attack, the gamers that were supposed to buy this project, the fact that you didn't listen to negative. It's the same problem Concord suffered from. You didn't listen to the negative feedback from your playtesters, right? You had toxic positivity that negatively impacted the game's sales. They have the same problem with Assassin's Creed Shadows. That thing's going to tank so hard. I mean, we just, we keep talking about it, and there's 100 different reasons that it's wrong. Like, that what they're doing is wrong, but they don't care. This is the weirdest time to be watching video game studios just not care. They don't care what their customers want. And this may be a chance to right the ship under Drew. I don't know. I don't know. I like this is going to continue to develop over the next few the next few months. I have a feeling that this game isn't ever going to get to where they need it to, or as far as the money that they spent.
No, definitely not.
It's not going to get a second chance. You had one chance to make a first impression. Very few games bounce back. No Man's Sky would be an example, but it didn't rise to what its potential was. And I would say the same thing with Cyberpunk 2077. That game is fully playable, enjoyable beginning to end now, but people aren't going to go back and play it. I mean, well, but I mean, you're not going to get another surge in sales, I guess. And you made that point before on the previous gaming story we were talking about. You only get one shot at your initial sales. The excitement, the hype, the marketing, it only ever really hits once. Unless you're just the best game. Grand Theft Auto 5. You're just not going to do it. And that's why GTA 6 is doomed.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of woke garbage in it. And it's got a real big woke surprise towards the end. And
really?
Yeah. I've now got that from 3 different places. I want one more before I run with that story. But if I actually get to see like the cutscene, and at that point I will run with it. So, but you've got so much mess going on at these studios. They really bought into the McKinsey garbage that's literally destroying every Western corporation in some form or fashion. And it's how you ended up with DEI, ESG, and the other baloney sausage, from this liberal world order that they were trying to assemble. So, people don't believe that politics is in everything. Because they injected it everywhere. It didn't used to be. It used to have pure creativity, but now it's this guideline, this framework you have to live within, which removes any element of enjoyment, let alone humor.
Wrong.
Things that look good. You cannot have a proper gorgeous aesthetic anymore. You can't have any kind of sexuality that in a positive light. You can't do any of that. And it's just people wonder what happened to entertainment. Well, what happened to Marvel movies? Well, they suck.
Yeah.
They suck because they don't have good stories, because they turned every boy into a girl.
Yeah, literally, yeah. All the characters are now got female counterparts, basically, and then their counterparts have taken the front and center stage. So you're just like, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and now, I mean, it regardless. Anyway, so back to it. What do I think about this story? I think it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, again, you can make this infinitely playable. They think they're going to get a resurge in sales over the holidays. No. Gamers are now sending out lists to their family members marked with games that they want and games they definitely don't. So if you're headed into the holidays, right, you're headed into Christmas, you're going to get a small list of games gamers want. Chances are they're older games also. Yeah. And, nothing new.
Yeah. Yeah, I can believe that. And then we'll have the numbers because it'll be released on Steam. So we'll actually have numbers as well. It'll be tiny. It will be minuscule. But there you go.
You also got to remember they spent the largest budget in the company's history on the marketing for this thing.
Yes.
Don't forget that little fact. So they, I mean, they've completely screwed themselves on this. That company is going down faster than the Titanic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. There you go.